Let's go. Oh my God, it's the first week of the year.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a whole ass new year.
Can you believe it? I mean, I can believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I can surprise, but like, maybe just going around in circles every year. Just same thing every year. I mean, obviously things happen, but like, it's cyclical.
I mean, we made it.
We made it. Yeah, it's about finishing.
Yeah.
But it's also like...
It's a new beginning too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You can make this upcoming year better than your last year. So,
true.
I mean, I'm down. I'm down. I love celebrating the new year. I like being low key with it, but I like celebrating the new year.
Okay. Yeah. I like that point of view. I mean, like, I feel the same way. But I'm also just in this moment where I'm just like, wow, maybe it's like a year's 12 months and we just like, we do it and then we do it and then we do it. And it just keeps going on and on and on. Kind of crazy.
But you got to be coming into like the new year, like kind of like riding a high because your birthday is at the end of the year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying I don't celebrate or acknowledge the new year. Part of the celebration is also to be like, all right, let's start this over again. Here we go. Let's go, like, let's pump it up. Like, what you finna do?
I come into the new year depleted because it's Christmas and I'm Santa Claus.
That's crazy.
I'm tired of y'all.
Yeah. All right. So let's kick this off. Y'all, if you're listening to this, welcome back to the Runners Club podcast. I'm your co-host, Courtney Phillips.
And this is Ian Gonzalez. How y'all feeling?
Hey.
I love how you're holding your cord like you don't have a real microphone in front of you.
Oh, yeah. I guess I am talking into the microphone. Oh, wow. I was really feeling like I needed to do that. Okay. Yeah. So new year, more podcasting, more running. How are you feeling? What's your week been like?
My week, super chill. I just kind of hung out with the kids, caring for most of the week and stuff like that, leading up into New Year's and stuff like that. I was the only one celebrating. I was the only one like turned up, I should say. Yeah. I like turning up at home.
I mean, who doesn't? Because then your bed is just down just a couple steps away.
My person does not.
Oh.
She does not. We still new, so I'm still learning a lot. She was like mad chill. We had a 7 on Sundays chat.
Uh-huh.
And we was in the same place on 2 different computers because she was in her room chilling. And I was in her kitchen, turned the fuck up.
Turn all the way.
Juvenile lyrics and all.
All the way up.
All the way up. But it was nice. I mean, it was fun. It was a smooth ass week. Not much running got done because we got sick as hell.
Mm-hmm.
No COVID, tested negative. Well, the rapid test was negative. The PCR never came back. It's been a week now, and we still haven't gotten the test results for that.
Do you ever take one of those PCR tests and be like, how do you guys keep track of this? Like, I always feel like they're going to lose mine. I'm like, I'm handing you a swab in a plastic bag and you're just putting in another pile. Like, how? I just don't get it. I mean, look, they have a system. They're working very hard. I don't want to, I'm just saying though, but like.
Let me put you on though. So all the spots around Shorty's crib was like 2-3 hours, so you have to make an appointment, right? So I found this little tucked off place, right? Like in this little mini mall. And so we go in there. It obviously was something else before it was like a COVID testing place, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we sitting in the front. We going to the back, and you can see like little restaurant chairs, little black restaurant chairs with the black booty part and the black back and stuff, and then like restaurant tables. You can see them around the corner. But then when you actually get around the corner, it was like this one Indian guy with like had to have been 30, 40 boxes of the spin bikes sitting behind him.
What are you talking about, spin bikes?
The bikes you go when you're on spin class.
Oh, like a biking machine, like the actual what? So it was like a cycle class place.
But like it looked like it should have been a restaurant too, though. So,
maybe they had a juice bar. You don't know.
I don't know what was going on in there, but it's this Indian dude. Of course, he had the one earpiece in his ear. He was talking to somebody while he was giving us our test. It was some little Polish ladies in front of us, some East European women in front of us. Like, it was crazy. But he gave us our rapid test right there, and he was like, 48 hours to your PCR. It's been a week. We still have not gotten our PCR test. We done been sick, then felt better, got sick again, and felt better. Still haven't gotten our PCR test.
Wow.
But yeah, no, we was down. We was down. I think I caught a cold running. I was overdressed. The last long run I did, 18 miles, and I didn't have a hat or anything. I was sweating a lot. I caught a cold, and then I gave it to Karen and so on and so forth. But we took a COVID test just in case and kind of quarantined ourselves and chilled out for a little while. But other than that, man, it's been chill. What about you? How's your week going?
Well, first of all, glad you guys feel better. I know that's tough because I feel like trail running will do that to you. I don't know. I had a cold last year, like late last year, and it just it just kept going and going and going. And I'm like, Jesus. And I thought I was feeling better. And then I got worse again and I got tested and it was negative. And I was just like, what's happening? I need this to go away.
Because you just swear you don't even know. Because COVID, colds, flu, they all the same thing.
Right. Like what? So glad you're all feeling better. I did like your reel that you recently posted. I'm in support. I'm just telling you from the bottom of my heart that I support these efforts, the posting, the content. I want more. I'm a fan.
All right. We're going to see.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. My week, I was actually visiting. So I hosted, y'all know, I talked about hosting my Matthew, my fiance's close family. So like his two sisters, his mom, it was me and my brother, and for Christmas. But then after that, I took a trip down to what? Why are you laughing? What is funny about what I just said?
Brother, funny as hell.
I know. He's actually funny.
Oh, that man popped up on my timeline with no shirt.
Yo, we're finding an acting class for him because he clearly needs to go to acting class. Like
a character. I love him to death. He is hilarious.
Yeah. Like the talent is just, it's there. That's hilarious.
I'm just flexing, showing them muscles. I've been putting in work all 2021.
The thing is, let me tell you the story behind that photo, because this morning I woke up at 5:00 in the morning, ready to go to the gym. I told Russell yesterday, for y'all who don't know, my brother, he lives with me, like I can get into that, but you know what I mean? I take care of my brother, love him. He's family. That it is what it is, part of my life. Yeah. Either way, I told Russell, I was like, all right, because he gets up at 5. He's been getting up at 5:00 for probably the past 6 to 9 months. Like he's, I really have been talking about okay, let's find you like a routine, because he's been feeling a little bit like he's playing too many video games, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, he's really in his focused bag and into it, and I'm here for it, and he loves to work out, and I'm here to support it. And so I've been slacking. It's been harder for me to wake up in the morning, and I just been feeling kind of sluggish and haven't been really kind of getting a hold of my routine. So I was like, enough is enough. I'm just going to wake up at 5:00 in the morning tomorrow, because I know I'm going to feel good about it. Because I'm a slow, I don't know about you, Ian, but it takes me a while to wake up. I like my routine. I like to take my time. I don't like to feel rushed in the morning, because when I rush myself in the morning, the rest of the day feels rushed, and I don't feel like I'm balanced. And I think there's a lot there, right?
Yeah. I'm a slow riser. I feel you.
Yeah. And I think there's nothing wrong with that, but it also means that I need to wake up at the crack of dawn to feel okay. And that's just something that I just have learned about myself. And as much as I don't want to do it, sometimes I know that I need to. So I woke up at 5, I was ready to go. I was like, Russell, I want to be out the door and I want to be at the gym by 6. So can you just make sure you're ready? He's like, cool. He doesn't wake up till 6:45. I was like, you ready? And he's like, well, last time you told me you wanted to wake up that early, you didn't. So I was just kind of gonna see, because I was still getting ready. He didn't see me, whatever. I was like, dude, I'm ready now though. So we go. We have some toast, whatever. Get there. They're now requiring your COVID vaccine card and all that stuff. I carry mine on me. It's laminated. You know what I mean? I don't play. I've been carrying it on me since I got it because I'm like, don't ever question me. I have a photo of it too. I have my things. Russell, on the other hand, again, you know what I mean? Sometimes he just saw he didn't have it. He wasn't prepared. It's okay. It's not necessarily his fault because I didn't know. I just always have it with me. He didn't, whatever, whole thing. It's anyways, ended up had to go back, come back, because also I live very close to the LA Fitness in Hyde Park. So like he could also walked home, but I was, we got to work out together, fam, bam, whatever. But he also wasn't wearing a jacket. And I feel like we're going to get into, like, I want to talk about this today, but like properly dressing for winter is so important because you never know what could happen. And
but like once it happened, like out of nowhere. We have been waiting. It was like how he said last time, you ain't get up. December, winter didn't wake up. It was bad fallish in December. Then all of a sudden, it just pop up. And that was full time.
Man, I be feeling like a parent figure. Like, how are you going to be outside with no jacket on? Like, you know what I mean? That's me. If you want to see me in parent mode, see me with my brother. And like, we're brother and sister, but at the same time, I'm just like, dude, where's your freaking jacket? Like, anyways. Whole thing. So anyways, I didn't get to the gym till freaking 7:45. So then I'm just like, dude, I wanted to already be done. Like I'll just, but the good part is I did get up. I did get work done today. I got my workout in and I'm telling you the point of the story, which is his post at the gym. So finally, right, we're about to leave the gym. It's almost like 9:00 at this point, and we're almost out the door. And he goes, "Oh, can you take my picture?" And I was just like, "Dude, like I was like already, I was in a good mood because I worked out." So he took a picture. It was a whole thing, and he posted on Instagram. It was great, but I was just like,
"You took the no shirt pic?
Oh,
in the public gym?
Wait, it was at the gym." I think, you know what? Maybe we're just talking. He posted a photo today in like a shirt with a cutoff, and he was gonna take his shirt off.
Ago.
Okay. Oh yeah.
A couple days ago, Fam was feeling himself a couple days ago.
He was about to take his shirt off today. I was like, chill, because we were right at the front desk. I was like, you know what? Tomorrow.
Yeah, this is 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You single lady.
Yeah. So, if you're on Tinder, you might see my brother. Just, So yeah, I mean So I actually last week I went to Alabama and I visited my dad.
That was like a whole movie. It was just beautiful watching your story and shit. It was like, yeah, I don't know. It was just like you went off like to literally the country. Like that shit was amazing. It was gorgeous.
Thank you for saying that, because I like sometimes when I was like posting stuff, I was like, low-key, this is boring.
It was just different because we see so much, city stuff like that just to see, and it wasn't. And once again, winter just showed up different. You also in the South and stuff like that. So just to see so much green and so much beauty, so much land, and you even had like sprinkles of history in there with your family home in the back and stuff like that. The horses, I enjoyed it thoroughly.
I love that. Honestly, like I think I'm like every time I'm down there, it's the most peaceful thing.
Imagine.
Except, but then again, like there's also the family dynamic too, right? Because it's like me and my dad. Like my dad is a loud person, and he's also like kind of an asshole, but he's my asshole, and I know, like, you know what I mean. He's taught me how to deal with assholes. Like I appreciate him thoroughly and love him to like deeply, and so there's just a lot, and there's so much history in general, but then there's like personal history. And I think my family has been grappling a lot with that history and also that land for a very long time. And my dad is the first person of his generation. And honestly, even because like my grandparents' generation was a generation that like grew up on the land and actually farmed the land. Right. And then they migrated to the north during the northern migration, right? So then like it was all because it was like we don't have jobs, we need to go somewhere else, and also like they didn't really see the point of staying. And meanwhile, like white farmers are thriving and see the purpose because they have the opportunities. And so my dad is like the first person to just kind of be like, okay, now I'm going to go back. And then he's like going back and fixing a lot of stuff that has like overgrown or just like hasn't been paid attention to, and all these things, and all that stuff costs so much money. So there's just like a lot going on there. But then I feel too now, like I think trail running has helped me really get it, like feel this even more deeply. It's just like a call to nature again. Like I've always loved nature. I've always loved running. It is like part, like we as runners love nature naturally because like we're outside and we crave it. And so, but when you're down there, it's a different feeling. And it's also like, and I know I'm kind of like, I know I go on these tangents, but Alabama is like gorgeous and like dangerous at the same time because I feel like I hope I'm not like spinning this in a negative way. I'm just trying to be like,
that's my phone doing things.
Now, Ian, this is the second time in a row. I'm gonna need you to turn these apps off. And as I say that to you, I'm gonna do it myself. Hold on. Yep. Okay. So yeah, I hope I'm not like spinning this in a negative way. I'm just trying to be honest with our listeners because I don't really say these things on my social media, and I think it's like I feel safe sharing it here. But like, yeah, first of all, I feel very privileged to have the opportunity to be on land that my great-great-grandfather was on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To see the house that my grandmother grew up in, to live and stay in the house not live, but like every time I go down there, we stay in this double wide trailer that my great grandmother lived in until she passed. And and that's what looks at the house where she raised my grandmother. It's wild. And it's like, it's so fucking cool. And I honestly, in my mind, I'm always thinking like, okay, how can I bring the people that I care about in my community, like down there? Like, how can I, like I would love to like do something and, but at the same time, like we'll see where that goes. At this point, I'm just trying to understand farming because I want to get into farming, help my dad out. He plants trees. He has a timber plantation. That's technically what it's called. So he's technically a rancher. He's not a farmer. He's told me that there's a difference, and I need to say that.
Respect on it.
Yeah, respect on it. And it allows him to be an absent rancher because if he had cattle, you have to be there every day. You have to make sure you feed them, yada, yada, yada. Right. So anyways, there's a lot that goes into that. And I can talk about it more too, obviously answer any questions you have. But what I wanted to mention about just the fact that it's like beautiful yet like dangerous is like everything in Alabama, like everything is just extra. Like the ants, like if you were, I don't know if you ever noticed the hills, the little like ant hills that were on the ground. Like you probably did. I was going to focus in on it for a second, but like, I'm like, people are probably going to be like, why are you talking about these ants? But like, there's mounds all over the ground, and in them are fire ants. They're not regular ants. They're fire ants.
They're fire ants in Alabama?
No. So this land, my family land, runs along the Cahaba River. It's one of the most biodiverse areas in the country, if not the most. Like, It's everything from fire ants to wild boar to fucking deer to you can find bobcats in there. You can find cobras. They call them there's like poisonous snakes, wildlife that can actually like harm you, like insects, spiders that are poisonous. Like it's like you have to watch where you step. Like my dad, like when I walked around, like I like would wake up and like walk the perimeter of that field. Mm-hmm. And my dad's like, okay, but when you go out, at least take a big stick Like you can't just go outside and just walk around like that. And it was just like, okay. And because one time I ran down to the river by myself when I was much younger, and I came across like deer on like the left side in the forest, and on my right side there was a bobcat there, and I had to like get big and act crazy and because it was like growling because I was basically interfering with its food. Yeah. And so like,
it's my meal, which you doing? Like.
It was the biggest cat noise I've ever heard in my life. Like I just it was different. And so, yeah, like you have to carry a stick. Everybody has a gun. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's intense. Like everything is so much more intense. Yeah. And so it's like, even when you think about running, I'm like, I could run the field and I can go down to the thing, but then it's also just like white folks are kind of weird there. But at the same time, it's just like, you kind of know where they stand, and some are cool and some are just like, It's weird. It's very weird. But at the same time, I'm like, I feel like it's home and I feel like I owe it my attention and I want to spend more time down there. So I'm like, I feel like in the moment I came home to Minneapolis or to Chicago, I wanted to go back.
Mm-hmm. I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Like I said, it looked gorgeous. Like I said, the operative word was peaceful, and I love watching it. I can see it. I can see how it was nice, and like you said, I mean, this is not becoming a trail running podcast, but like being outside under trees and the canopy of the forest preserve is giving me a different appreciation, because most of the time I'm running in these urban settings, a lot of black, a lot of grays, a lot of Chicago red brick, Mm-hmm. I get to run through Washington Park and up to the lakefront, but it's just different when you're enclosed by nature, because when I'm out in Palos, some of them trails, like you can't see no houses and stuff like that. When you out there, you just see trees or a fucking lake, you know what I'm saying? And so seeing you be on that farmland was like it was really cool. It was really cool. I want to come check that shit out. I want to see it. I want to be there for real.
I feel like you would love it. I'm like, damn, I need to invite my friends down here. And it's the first time, right? And this is the first time where I've ever felt confident of doing it. Because first of all, the street that goes to where the land is, there's no signage. It's not even in the main city. You have to just know where it's at. It's one of those things. And it's like, for the longest, my dad is he's the type of guy who will never explain anything to you. He just tells you, watch, pay attention. Yeah. And so I'm like, I don't know, dude. And so now I'm like putting pins down on the map. You know what I mean? Like I was like, and I like they made me a key, and so I'm like, okay, it's official. I'm an adult.
Oh my God.
I can come down here by myself. So now I'm just like, when y'all try to come.
Hey, let's go, Daddy ain't there.
You know what I mean?
I fucking love it. How did Matthew enjoy it?
He didn't come because I flew, and I was just trying to it was a lot. So I went down because also I just wanted to spend time with my dad and also my stepmom Patty, and just kind of like it's very technical. It wasn't just it was holiday, but also it was kind of more of a technical trip for me, because I was going down there specifically to like learn a little bit more about what my dad's doing, figure out where he needs help. And so it was more of that. So, and also there's no Wi-Fi. There's cable, and I'm trying to like convince my parents to like get rid of the cable and just get Wi-Fi and then get like a Roku,
Right.
Like, because to me, I'm like, I want to watch Netflix and I also want the internet. So
I just showed with that shit one day.
Right. I'm like, it's the little things, but also even if you were to get Wi-Fi, supposedly it's still very slow out there, because broadband is just like, I don't even know it's broadband, but whatever they call it. Like, I think that's what my stepmom said. So if that's an old word, that's her word, not mine. I was just reiterating, but like, yeah, it's like things are just a little bit behind, like it's just, like. Yeah, exactly. And honestly, it's kind of cool, because I also see it as an opportunity, because there's so much that isn't there, that is like up here that we're used to, that's not down there. And it doesn't mean that people down there wouldn't like these things. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I bet like a juice bar, like I told a couple of people that I was plant-based back home. And when I'm down there, I'll usually eat like chicken and fish. I just will keep it simple because there's really not that many options. Right. And they're just like, oh, but then like some people they get curious about it. So I'm like, I feel like there's just actually a lot of opportunity, and it's like, and also marijuana is about to become like, I mean, y'all probably won't agree with this, but I'm going to just like, marijuana will probably become like federally legal eventually. Right. And when that happens, it doesn't matter what any state says, like it's just legal. So then you can farm it, and you can do all these things. And like, I have family friends that are in Alabama who are like planning to get into the marijuana business down there. And it's just like, it's just so much opportunity. Exactly. Yeah. So it's just like, there's just so much opportunity, and like, I don't know. It's interesting. And also Marion, Alabama is very important to the civil rights movement, but I don't think a lot of people know about that. And so, but a lot of people are making an effort to make that known. So my hope is that more people are drawn to the town, because I just think it's good. So good for the economy.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here hydrating. Mm-hmm. I got my Brita water in my bladder right now, my backpack bladder. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I've been reading up.
Yeah.
Hydrating a week out from the race, you feel me?
Well, I just need our listeners to understand that, like, we got on our Zoom call and you had a running vest on.
I'm winning all week. I just got it, so I haven't run in it.
Uh-huh.
And listen, I am 2% prepared for my first 50.
I feel like you should give yourself more credit. And I know I've said this before, but like, I feel like you're like 50%, like, because you run. It's not like you're new to the marathon. It's just a little bit longer. So you kind of know at least what it might feel like.
Yeah. Yeah. I have something to fall back on. Definitely. I will say that. Mm. But if anybody asks me, it's like, hey, what did you do to train for this race? I would never say that I trained for this race. I did not train for this race.
Not with intention. Just not with intention.
Not at all. Like, honestly, like I literally signed up for this race, like right before Christmas and stuff. And I think I've done 2 long runs on the trail. So it might have been 2 to 3 weeks out from this freaking race that I decided that, yeah, I'm going to try to do this race and stuff like that. Meanwhile, everybody else, they've been pretty much training for it. So I'm probably not a good, unlike you, how you were training for it and didn't do any of that. So there's some things that I've been learning today about how to fuel for a 50K. Because me, I love gels, and that's what I'm used to using for like my marathons. But I mean, my marathons have fallen between 4 to 5 hours and stuff like that. When you're talking about running 6, 7 hours and things like that, you can't. I read articles like you can't put pure sugar on your stomach like that. You have GI issues. You got to eat regular food. And I've never run while eating solid foods. I haven't trained it. I haven't tried it. So whatever they serving at these aid stations at Bandera is the first time I'm going to have solid foods while running. So I'm also going to be taking toilet paper with me because I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to shit at some point.
Oh, no. You might surprise yourself.
We're going to see. Because, I mean, I don't know. We're going to see. So there's that thing of it. And then also it's just like I was watching a video of a couple of different trails along the course. Mm-hmm. And it's steep, going up, going down. There's rocks the entire time. is crazy. You got these cactus that just cut your legs up and things like that. Like I was speaking to Adam Mary. I met him down at TRE. He's a pro trail runner for Saucony. And, you know, I just hit him up. Luckily, you know, we kind of bonded via anime. So, you know what I'm saying? He don't know he my friend yet.
Right.
Friends now, bro. So I just hit him up like, yo, it's good. You know, I'm doing this, da-da-da-da-da. You got any, you know, any advice for me and stuff like that? And he was just basically like, you know, watch out for the cactus. Of course, you can't avoid them. So just be prepared to get cut the fuck up. But also, you know, eat like, what do you say? Like, I don't know, like 250 to 350 calories an hour. And I'm like, I ain't never ate that many calories in an hour.
That's why I said take pizza.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. I was like sitting there like, how am I going to eat 2 gels every hour? But then I'm like, no, like you got to have some solid foods at some point. That's the only way it's going to work. And then I'm reading other things. It's like the body can only handle 200, 250 calories an hour. So trying to figure that out. But also, like, I'm trying to get my mind in the zone of this ultra running and stuff like that because I haven't had weeks to condition myself for it. So today I just was like on YouTube University, just majority of the day, watching stories of ultra runners. One of the stories I found out was Courtney the Walter or whatnot. She cold as hell. Like she's another one of these women who was just like popped up in ultra running, killing the men. Like she won in these races overall. What I got right here in 2016. This is I was watching a video where they was talking about this, but I pulled it up on Wikipedia in like 2016. She set the course record for the Javelina Jondrit 100K, and then won the Run Rabbit Run 100-mile race. She finished like 75 minutes ahead of second place.
Wow.
I think she won that race like overall.
Wow.
Also, in 2017, when she was running the Run Rabbit Run, she was battling temporary blindness for the last 12 miles.
That's crazy. Because of running?
Yeah, I guess. Having nutrition
deficiency.
Like, I was watching one of the videos of her. It was like a documentary video of her and this other runner, Francois. I think like from overseas, but they was running in like this Mont Blanc 100-mile race and stuff like that. And it's like she wanted to finish it in like 48 hours. They was like she couldn't like keep any food down and stuff like that. She was like throwing up. It was just crazy. Like, they was like battling themselves. The scenery was beautiful. The course was ridiculous.
Dang.
And stuff. But it's just like watching how they doing it. Like she couldn't eat anything. Like all her normal things was not working. And finally somebody gave her like a cheese quesadilla and she could swallow it and it stayed down and it like saved her.
Wow.
Basically. And it's like they running like she was running like 12 hours a night by herself. It was just these videos I was watching, it was romanticizing ultra running so much that it almost won me over.
Can you send one my way so I can get my review next episode?
I was just in it today, just watching this stuff while I was cooking. I gotta send you this other one called what is it called? The World Central Race or something like that. It's like a 4-day race. And it's like it's kind of set up like Formula 51, where it's like you can win like stages or segments of the race. You got like you competing more for time versus, you know, coming in first place every single day and stuff like that. Like you can win the race every single day, but it's really like the adding up all your overall time to see who's in first, second, and third and stuff like that. The end of it, it's like it was crazy, but it was like on these 2 islands. So the first 2 days they ran on one island. Next 2 days they're supposed to run on another island, and this happened this year for 2020.
Wait, so is it only running or is it one of those races where it's multiple things?
Nah, it's just running.
Oh, okay. Okay. I need to find this freaking video of like the greatest race or something like that, where it's like
Yeah,
mountain
you thought
climbing, all that in it, rock climbing, running, paddle boarding, canoeing.
that's too much. That's too much.
Around
These people
Fiji.
was dodging trees, like they was climbing under trees,
That's crazy.
doing this. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah. As he sips from his vest of water.
I know, because I gotta hydrate. Yeah, I'm so scared. I'm so scared of this race. I don't know what I'm doing.
You're gonna do great. You're gonna come back and be like, I want to do this again.
Listen, I better not. This is one of the. Listen, my girl doing it. I just want to do it one time while she was just trying it out, because she's an amazing runner. And I know if she decides to do this, I'm never gonna be able to run with her again. So this is just one and done. Can't nobody say I never did an ultra marathon. You know, I could do this one time with Shorty. You know what I'm saying? And then we good. I'm going back to my marathons. I'm going back to my halves. I'm going back to my full. Actually, not back to halves. I've never actually raced a half, and I want to. But I'm chilling. I'm chilling 2,000%. Speaking of that, I'm gonna hop into some like resolutions real quick, right?
Okay.
3 months straight. For the next 3 months straight, I would strength train 3 days a week. Whether it's calisthenics or at the gym, 3 days a week, I would do strength training. That is on my goals and stuff like this. I'm not necessarily doing resolution, but that's my goal. 3 months straight, 3 days a week. That's what I'm going to be doing. Is strength training. That's my biggest personal thing right now outside of Last Lab and all the stuff I talked about on the previous episode. That's my thing.
Yeah.
The first quarter, nailing that down.
Well, I mean, by that time, you'll have it pretty ingrained into a habit. So you'll probably just continue.
That's what I'm hoping to do. That's what I'm really hoping to do. And then also, I feel like for me, a year is just a long time. So I can't really like say, oh, I must do this in this year, right? So just focusing on the first quarter of the year, like I want to sit down and read. Was that Eat Slow, Run Fast?
Yeah, I think I have that, and I have yet to actually read it yet.
Yeah, I want to read that. I really want to. I want to change my diet a lot.
Yeah.
I don't want to give up a lot of things, but I really want to transform the way I'm looking, the way I'm building my grocery list.
Well, I mean, let me know if you want to like read it together, because then we can review it together here.
Oh, I'm down.
I think that would be fun. I'll order mine like, in the coming days, or you just let me know when you're ready, and then we can line it up. I'm currently, I started my New Year with a running book, actually finishing the book I was talking about before, The Runner's Guide to the Meaning of Life. I finished it the 31st of December, and the last chapter of this book is called New Year's.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Yeah. I was like, that is interesting. And I mean, it was really great. I mean, I honestly will probably go back and read this book several more times. This is one of those books where like, I know I'm going to go back to it. And, it's one of those like, bedside tables, books that you kind of just keep there. And I went from this to Atomic Habits. And
who did I see is reading that right
probably
now?
Kayla.
Kipchoge.
Oh, and Kipchoge. Yeah. Kayla. I'm pretty sure Kayla, the trainer that we always talk about, has read it, because she's currently talking about like getting 1% better every day. And that is something that this author talks about. Again, I don't have the book that I'm reading in front of me, but I'll make sure to do better next time. But the point is it is a very good book. It's very interesting to talk. Like he talks about how like, I mean, and I'm just in the very beginning of the book, but so far the biggest thing that I've taken away from it is like winners and losers have the same goal. And what sets them apart is the way that they approach their process. And so when you make it about your process and becoming that 1% better every day, statistically, you end up getting like, if you do 1% better every day for a year, I think the numbers is like, you're like 37% better at the end of the year. But if you do less or worse, 1% worse every day for a whole year, you end up becoming like, it's like it's like you kind of flatline a little bit. You don't get as worse, but it's like, you just kind of go, meh, you know? I mean, you do get worse. But, and so I just thought that was interesting. And I think we talk about this all the time. And I honestly think that running is like all of self-help books in one activity. Like, cause you learn like, I feel like everything that I'm learning in self-help books, which I love self-help books, but like, I'm always like, oh yeah, like, I feel like I learned this through running, and not by necessarily talking to anybody, but just running and feeling the pain and like working towards something and failing a little bit, but then ultimately succeeding because you did it and you showed up for yourself. And like, there's so much to learn within running that is unsaid, that runner. And I feel like it's like this knowing that runners have amongst each other. That's like, you get it.
Right. I can see that.
Yeah. So I'm going to keep reading this book, and I'll like definitely come back with more stuff. But I'm like, yeah, I think 1% is also just an approachable thing of just like, just do a little, like, it's just a little every day. Just a little. It doesn't need to be a crazy jump. And also when you finish a goal, it's like he was talking about how like it's a momentary, it's only momentary happiness as well. So.
Yeah. That's interesting. I like that. Mm-hmm. I like that. I was looking at that book from Chucky today. I'm like, let me look into this. See if there's something I need to be reading. I didn't know you was reading that already.
It's like a good 270 pages, you know? Oh, shit, so it's a whole book. And I'm really, I'm not trying to make it a resolution, but I am just trying to I am focused on being more intentional about the way I read, and also looking at reading, not so like, oh, it's 270 pages. But like, okay, let me just get through this first chapter and then the second chapter, or the article within a chapter, and like just break it down, like how I break down running. Cause so I'm trying to read more.
Definitely. I was just having a conversation about that. Like, just, since I stopped reading a few years ago, like, at first I transitioned from reading books to like just still reading articles and things like that. So I love picking up just new information about anything, whether it's science, history, current events, politics. I like just picking up new information. But then as I've gained so many responsibilities over the last 3 or 4 years, it's like even that reading has, come to a screeching halt. And I feel like I am getting dumber every fucking year, honestly. Like I feel like I'm not, and then my skills and my focus are becoming like my skills and everything are becoming hyper focused on this one thing, which is running. And so even like small talk is becoming a little bit more challenging for me, because like, what else do I have to talk about other than running and stuff like that? And so reading is something I haven't thought about as far as a resolution or anything like that, but like reading is definitely something I want to go back into, because it just made me a more interesting person.
Yeah. I think my favorite, like when I read, I really enjoy reading. And so I just have to keep the momentum going. I also have to say sometimes when I read like good books that are like a really good story, I kind of get sad when I get towards the end, and I almost like subconsciously slow my reading because I don't want the book to finish.
Really?
Yeah, weird, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like detachment issues. It's like I make all these friends and then then they're gone. Yeah. I just want to keep reading and living in their world. Anyways,
so do you have any running related things? Do you have any Feel like you healing up, you feeling good.
I am healing up, but I also, to your point about me healing, I had a moment today where Matthew made me realize that, like, in my mind, like, I think should be healed, but realistically, like, I was just jogging across the field with my dog today, and I can still feel an issue on my left side. It's not severe, but it's like, I don't think it's fully healed yet, which is ridiculous. And it almost seems stupid because I'm like, oh, I can walk.
Mm-hmm. I'm
not in pain every day.
Right.
But when I run, I still feel it. So I'm like, okay, I'm still trying to, like, I'm like kind of figuring out how January should be, because like today I hit the bike. Tomorrow I'm going to probably do like some more cardio, and I might attempt running like a mile to see how I feel, just as like a way to check in, and then like see how I feel tomorrow to really see how I'm feeling. If y'all know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, but it doesn't mean I'm never going to run again. I'm just like, I just realized that, because Matthew's like, yeah, when I hurt my foot, I took like 2-3 months off. I mean, it doesn't mean that I need to do that, but at the same time, it's like, you know, and I'm like, oh, I guess I've only taken like 4 weeks off. And I really didn't take 4 weeks off because I was still like in the gym. And so I took like 2 full weeks off of doing nothing really. And now I'm back in the gym and I'm on the bike, and that feels really good for me right now. And I'm like, okay, let me do my hip exercises, focus on the strength in my hip right now. And then when I actually feel good about running, I'll like really get back into it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm with that. After this fucking 50K, I gotta like use every trick in the book to heal as fast as I can, so I can get back into training, because I got to race Aaron ass at Shamrock Shuffle. So in March. Yep. Yeah. Folks been training. He's been training.
Well, he's been training for a while. I mean, he ran a race. When was that long one? In November?
I think he's. Yeah. That's the race that made him feel like he was faster than me.
Yeah, and you have not stopped talking about that.
Yeah.
You're like, this dude thinks he's fast.
He might be, though. He might be fast. I honestly, when he said that shit, I was like, I'll blow this nigga out the water. But folks been training, and so I think it might be a bit of a tight race. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the thing you got though is a boo that runs as well, so I feel like that's your superpower. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find the fuck out. Yeah. I'm hoping that right now I'm betting more on my stamina than. But you're learning a lot from Karen too. I feel like, and like you said, she's nah. I'm not learning a lot. No, you're not. Okay. No. I feel like if I talked to her, she'd say something else. No. But what I will say is, she's a really strong runner. I mean, we haven't trained together. So that's mostly as to why I'm not learning a lot. Have we run together? We run together for like a year and a half and stuff like that, in groups and things like that. But what I will say is the opportunities that I've had to run with her one-on-one are really good, because she is a pretty strong, consistent runner. And she's a really good person to chase. But also she's really good to help. She's been really helpful for me to kind of like calm down and stuff like that, because I only know go and stuff like that. And so I go and I go and I go and I go. And sometimes it backfires. It's a double-edged sword, because I feel like I can push myself harder than most people around me, but then also like I don't necessarily always know when to back off. And so, sometimes I end up falling on my own blade, so that's been that's been really fun. I think that would always be our running dynamic and stuff like that. I think she will always be a faster, stronger runner than I am. It would take a really, really serious set of training for me to catch up with her as far as the combination of her speed and endurance. Because unlike what I believe for Aaron has a lot of speed. He has a lot of raw power. And if it was like just kick out the gate and go, I don't think I could beat Aaron in a foot race and stuff like that. But I think I can do what I believe I can do is just outrun him and stuff like that. And but this distance that we racing, I think, is a really interesting equalizer. I wish I could have got him more in a 10K situation and stuff. This is like 5 miles. I wish I could have pushed it up to like maybe 6 or 7. But it's with Karen, she has both. Mm-hmm. Like she has that kick, she has that power. And this is a new word I learned today while I was listening to these ultra marathon runners talk, because I was also watching a documentary on a runner called Zach Miller and stuff like that, which is really, really cool guy, really cool kid from the East Coast. And, they talk about this pain cave and stuff like that, being able to go into there, and it's just being able to just having a high tolerance. I think Karen has that. Karen can really just like, stuff that shit down and keep that pace consistent for a very long time. And so running with her, I think I learned a lot from her that way. But I think as far as like information, thank God she don't listen to this, but as far as like information, I know more than her. But also I fall into, of course, it's like regular ass boyfriend shit. She don't believe nothing I say. She be asking everybody around us shit.
Yeah.
And they be saying like some of the same things I tell her, or some of the stuff that I already knew. It's like, damn, if you would have asked me that, I could have told you that already. And stuff like that. Nothing. No faith. No faith in my knowledge at all.
Sometimes you got to get a second opinion.
Nah, it's also because she faster than me. So she probably thinks
Dang.
How you gonna listen to somebody who's slower than you?
I mean, I think there's wisdom in the people who are slower than you sometimes,
Oh, you got to be a coach for somebody listening to you if they faster than you. You gotta have that title. You gotta have like paper. It's like I don't honestly, like I know a lot of information about weightlifting. Theoretical shit, I get it. Form, I understand it 2,000%. I get all of the science behind it. But I'm too fucking fat to be giving information about weightlifting. Like I ain't trying to tell nobody how to lift no weights. I ain't trying to tell them how to do nothing, because what I look like.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, it is what it is. She a faster runner than me, so I think that's why she don't ask me.
How many miles have you run this week?
0.
Oh, you tapering? Or you're just
damn tapering? No, tapering would be if I was training.
Oh, well,
I'm just last week.
Oh,
so I didn't run anything last week. I just got these Wild Horse shoes, but what I think I'm gonna return them and just go get some Pegasus Trails, because the Wild Horse joints are like a 4.5 millimeter drop, whereas the Pegasus is a 9.5 millimeter drop. And because I haven't had the opportunity to truly run in them, I'm just worried I'm gonna hurt myself with that flat of a shoe.
The Tyga is like, are you talking about the ones that I run in?
No, I got some wild. Where's that box? I got the Wild Horse trail joints.
Okay. Oh yeah. If you honestly, I don't know. Like I like the Nike Pegasus Trail, but I think we talked about this before, maybe not. But like when I tried on the Kiger trail shoes.
That's what I got.
That's what I thought you were saying.
That's what I got. I got the Kiger.
You don't like how flat they are.
I haven't run in them, so I don't know if I like them.
They're made for 50Ks.
So once again, me and Shorty was talking about this. It's like, because she running 4 millimeter drop shoes down to 0 millimeter.
I don't know what this means, Ian. Wait.
So it's just the flatness of the shoe and stuff. So it's like from the heel down to the toe.
Okay.
stuff like that. So a Pegasus is a little bit higher. So your foot sits in there like this. It's probably like a little bit more exaggerated and
Sure.
stuff. Whereas the 4 is really close to being flat. And so it just hits your foot differently and things like that. And I haven't had the opportunity to run in them at all. You never know. I might actually like them. It might actually be better. It might actually provide more stability versus the Pegasus Trail and stuff like that. But I haven't run anything this flat since like, I think my second year running, because they stopped making freeze. I used to run in freeze and anything under 44 miles because it strengthens your foot and stuff. So a minimalist shoe. But I haven't run anything this flat in years.
Well, so I like flatter shoes, but I have to admit that I did run during my training in Hoka's, and those are like basically platform shoes. And I love those.
Got a pretty high drop.
Yeah, I loved Hoka's as well. But when it came to being on trail, even though it is flat, that grip that you're touching right now, it like makes it almost not feel flat. Like it's like, and you can feel the ground that you're running on in a different way. So like I really felt in control of my trail runs.
Yeah, I gotta make up my mind as soon as possible because I only have so much more time. And so I'm like, because I haven't done any running, do I run in the shoe that I'm familiar with? Or do I do what everybody, what I've told so many runners not to do? Do not run in anything brand new on race day.
Try to get a couple runs in. You have some time.
So that's the question.
I mean, you're not going to get tons of mileage, but those shoes, I don't feel like you really got to break it. Okay. Don't come for me again. Don't come for me.
Got React foam in it.
Those shoes, but I'm saying like for me, I went from the Pegasus and just popped right into the Kygers, and it was a dream. And like, I feel like because they're more flat and they're just a little bit more minimal, but have that grip. Like, I don't think the break-in is all that, like, is not that necessary. And you know what's great about those shoes? The front of it is wider. And that's what
I like when I put them on.
It lets your feet, at least it lets your toes breathe. So you're not going to have the same chafing problem. And when you're running for that long, you can really fuck up your toes.
Yeah. So we're going to see. I don't know. My mind isn't made up. I don't even know if I'll make it down to Nike Town to swap them out and stuff like that.
They're nice shoes.
They look good, right?
Mm-hmm. They're really nice shoes. Like I would say they're my favorite running shoes.
Yeah, hands
like
down.
Across the board. Like
you selling me.
So yeah, I'm interested to hear what you actually end up running in. What is Karen gonna run in?
She runs in I don't know. She runs in Ultra and it's this other shoe like you find in like Payless. I can't think of the name of it right now.
She's funny as hell.
Yeah, it is hilarious. Just the cushion system is kind of interesting because, like, right here in the forefoot, it has like these four, like these right here. But imagine if they was like vertical, and it'd be like four of them, like to represent each toe and stuff. So there's a gap in here and things like that, and so you press down on them, and they kind of like push into the shoe. And then pop back out and stuff like that. It's kind of like the same thing that On Running does with their shoes. Okay. I don't know if you see On Running, they have like
those holes.
Like, yeah. So it's kind of similar to that and stuff like that. It's such a weird shoe.
So she runs in Payless shoes?
Payless shoes and Ultra running shoes. Ultra is like a trail running brand, though.
Dang.
From what I'm learning. But she runs in flat shoes, like.
Yeah, she doesn't. I mean, I appreciate that because she's giving an example of like, you know, it really is a runner. It's not the shoe, although the shoe can help sometimes, but ultimately you still need the runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Karen is like, she's very strong and she's like a minimal runner. And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But Payless shoes?
Nah, they look like they should be in Payless. They not Payless shoes. They're legit running shoes. I have to get the name for them.
Because they got tennis shoes. So like, I'm just trying to understand.
I don't know. Like they just look flimsy as hell. Like they don't look like real shoes.
Watch they be like $250.
No, I think they did like 130, 140, 150 or something like that. I don't know. It's not crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I said, I saw them down at TRE. She likes them. She swears by them. I don't know what else to say.
Please get the name because I feel like our listeners are going to be curious. I'm curious.
I have to get the name of them. I have to.
And a photo. I need all the things. So yeah, I mean, I think, well, okay. So this kind of makes me think about, unless you have anything else to say about your 50K, because we can also come back to it.
I might come back to it.
It makes me think about like you've been saying that you've been watching YouTube videos of runners and learning a lot of stuff about running recently. And I just kind of did like a random dive into the internet today. And I came because I'm also like, I was looking into like other running books and, also I was looking at different like running platforms that are discussing like running news. And I have to say that for me, I see an opportunity for more like better running journalism, I guess, because like when I try to search like running news, I get, this is become a better runner in these 5 steps, and it's like, it's always like so surface level. It's never like storytelling of like a person, from what I see. And if it does, it's like sprinkled in there. And it's like, and it's also very white led and dominated. So yeah, I mean, obviously I'm just stating the obvious, but I have to state the obvious sometimes, and so, yeah, anyways, I just, taking note. And, but then I came across this, like someone mentioned this book that's called, excuse me, I have notes. It's called The Self-Made Olympian by Ron Doss. And so I'm like, I don't even remember. Honestly, I was just like, I was kind of deep into a hole at this point, so I don't know where I came across this, but ultimately it was a book that is highly recommended. And someone mentioned somewhere they're like, oh, but like, I didn't get it because it was $200. And I like, whatever. And so then I like looked on the internet, I'm looking on Amazon, and this thing paperback. Okay, I see a hardcover for $120 and I see a paperback for $764. I said, why is this book so in high demand? I'm so confused. I'm very intrigued. God. I was just like, I need to know more. Who is this man? Who is Ron? Who's Ron? And how did he he's a self-made Olympian? Yada, and then I'm like going deeper. Okay. And he like, I think he got into the Olympic trials in 68. I don't know if he actually ran like in the Olympics or not, but I think that's part of the story. But basically I came across this video on YouTube that was like 12 minutes long, and his wife had this like TV show, and she was interviewing him, and it was before the release of this book that came out June 1977. June 1st, 1977. And he was just talking about like everything that we're talking about like, the lessons you can learn in running and like the discipline that it takes. And like, he was saying some really poignant things, and it was intriguing, but I was just like, I say all this to say, and I'm not done because he did say some things I wanted to point out, but like ultimately I still don't understand why his books are that price. I don't get it. I mean, there must be a limited edition.
Used is $764.
You looked it up.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I'm confused. So yeah, there must be very few, but he also died like 4 weeks after this interview. And he was in his like late 50s, I think. So sad. But ultimately, there's a couple of things that he said that stuck out to me. And now I'm on like this, now I'm like, I need to get this book because I feel like it's a collectible.
This book is like $5 a page.
My nigga's doing math. Like I'm confused. Also, he's from Minneapolis, Minnesota. That's where I'm from. Okay. You know, he went to the University of Minnesota. I did not go there. I went to Augsburg, also a really great school in Minneapolis. But I just, it was just very interesting. I'll send you the YouTube. It's like 12 minutes long. But he made this point about like we as runners or like we as people like kind of in a sense enjoy the struggle of something. Like we almost need to physically struggle ourselves, and like either we struggle or we watch other people struggle via watching a basketball game or watching a football game. And I was just like, yo, what?
That's the same thing the architect said in Matrix 3. I just want to point that out.
That makes you what?
That's the same thing that the architect said in Matrix 3.
Oh, shit. Well, I never saw that movie. That's the one that came out recently, right?
Nah, that's Matrix 4 that just came out. I don't mean to throw you off. Keep going.
First of all, I stopped at The Matrix. Okay. So I thought that was just kind of profound in a little bit way because I'm just like, yeah. And in that struggle just kind of forces you to like raise your standard and meet new struggles. And like, and we all, and like, I think we all know that like, rewards feel even more rewarding when we've worked for it, obviously. Yeah. And, and he just ultimately said that the book is about improving, and how that these lessons in running can be applied to every facet of life, every aspect of life. And how he was talking about how he was getting into artistry and like doing art and shit. And that he was doing the same like methods of like just doing it. And he was talking about how like, he's like, I was committed to just like getting my training in. And he was talking about how he like worked in this office building and, he would like run up and down like tens, like many, like 65 flights of stairs to get his runs in. And when he couldn't do that and he was kicked out of there, he like built a treadmill in his basement. I'm like, my nigga, how did you do that?
Build a treadmill?
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like
that generation different.
He said build, and I was like, come again? So yeah, I like, it was just interesting because I mean, it's just, like runners are kind of insane, but also just like really amazing. And that's what makes us amazing. But I just thought that was crazy. So I'm going to try and get this book and not, break the bank.
It's not even in the library. I just Googled it in the library.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Chicago Public Library said, nah, fam, we ain't got that.
Yeah. I feel like I kind of got distracted and then started looking at something else. But like, I also like I need to know more about this man. And supposedly he wasn't even that profound of a runner. I think his Olympic time was like 2:20. Yeah. So like, for the time it was good, but then it's like, ultimately, like he wasn't that amazing in the context of like Olympians, but, yeah, I mean, he was an interesting guy. So that was something I came across. I'm going to do some more digging. I might come back later. And if someone's listening to this and has this book, let me borrow it. That's all I got to say.
That's wow. Run fast, eat slow is at the library in the Jeffrey Manor.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're about to do? About to go check it out?
Nobody over there reading this. It's transferred for hold. Ain't nobody in the Jeffrey Manor reading Run Fast, Eat Slow.
That book is so funny. Like
in the library more.
I mean, I live around the corner from one, and I drive past it all the time, and I never go. I've been in it maybe 2 times, and I went in it to just see it because I was like, "Ooh, this might be cool."
Yeah, I need to start using it more because I also don't have space for books.
Yeah, it's like that's really smart, honestly. Because I buy every book because I'm just like, what else? Like,
if I had the space, I would. I put a whole thing in there, and then I start building me another one. My child is calling me now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second.
Mm-hmm. So we're just going to take a quick break, and we'll be back after this short message. Okay, welcome back. And while we were gone, I actually just did a quick little Wikipedia search, which I had done earlier, and I don't know why I was acting brand new to this, but Ron Doss, who is the writer of the book we were just talking about, The Self-Made Olympian. Yeah, okay, I'm going to read his little bio really quick. So he was born in June 21st, 1937. Passed away in July 28th, 1992. He was a runner and a 1968 Summer Olympics men's marathon athlete. So he did make it to the Olympics. Born in Minneapolis, Minnesota. He also completed I'm sorry, I'm doing a horrible job reading this right now. He also competed at the 1967 Pan American Games Marathon and finished first in the National AAU Marathon, also in 1967 on June 11th. So, well-established runner.
Wow.
It says, what did you say?
Building his own treadmill.
Right. Wild. It says in the honor of his death in 1993, the Minnesota Distance Running Association, Ron Doss 25K in Minneapolis was renamed after him. So there's a 25K named after him.
Wow.
So yeah, very interesting. And I'm assuming also because he died because the book was released. I don't know why. I feel like the timing of this is a little bit backwards because it says that the paperback was June 1st, 1977. And then if he passed. So, he wrote this book and then he was about to come out with another book. And he passed after that book. There we go, y'all. I actually told a story with facts.
There we go.
I'm getting better at this. Okay. So I think that's it.
I love it. Oh, for anybody who cares, the shoes that we're talking about are called Newtons.
The Kygers?
No.
The ones like Karen's Newtons?
Yeah, she switched up between Newtons and Ultra.
Interesting. I've never seen these ever.
Newtons, yeah, crazy.
Never seen them. What's the spelling on that?
Newton.
Oh, so like Newtons. Okay.
Yeah.
Because Saucony, I don't know how to spell that. If someone were to ask me, how do you spell Saucony? I would not answer.
Yeah.
Okay. So cool. What are you going to be doing? What's like the next week? What do you think is going to happen?
I'm gonna run or two in, nothing crazy. Just kind of take it from there. Just fucking run this race.
Yeah, you're gonna do a great job, and I think ultimately it's gonna be a great trip because you're gonna be able to get out of the city.
That's what I'm hoping.
Mm-hmm.
Get some sun, 70-degree weather. Just gonna actually kill myself. And Rosalie's running 100 miles the day before my race, so that's gonna be interesting.
She's running 100-miler.
Yeah,
she is just on another level.
Rosalie is amazing. And I'm trying to convince her to come on here and talk about it afterwards.
I would love that. Honestly, she's one of the most low-key, inconspicuous, doesn't bring any attention to herself. like she's chill. Like she's like, yeah, she's not a boastful runner.
Beast on the trail too. Like she an animal. I mean, no sweating, just moving. When they get flat, she could pull out the 840, 830. She's running up the hills. Rosalie is a beast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she's a trainer or coach.
Isn't
she? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's certified and everything. Yeah. So right now she's in the process of, she works with a couple people on 7 on Sundays, and she's developing more real life experience, but she is certified with RCAA. She got certified last year through 7 on Sundays. So
as many of us did, which I'll say it here first, folks. I think last year we together between our communities have inspired a lot of people to get certified and to really get into fitness. Yeah. And it's good to see. I love it.
Yeah. Look out. We might have another huge opportunity coming up soon. If anybody wants to be certified.
Amazing. So just because it's winter, even though you're about to go running in this warm, where are you going again? Where's the race?
Bandera. It's outside of San Antonio.
Okay. So you're going to Texas.
Whole time.
Okay. You're going to Texas. It's going to be an amazing time. But for those of you listening in these colder states, what is like, I'm like, what? Take me on, because you've been running a lot more than me this winter. Like, I know the winter hasn't officially come until like this week, but like, I feel like we need to just real quick, tell me what your favorite things are. Yeah, I just
running
recap, because it's like I think a lot of people, it's like I'm kind of looking at my stuff, although I know I'm not really running outside that much, but I'm like, I miss it. Because I like bundling up and being outside like that. But like, what are you wearing right now?
For me, I run pretty hot. So my biggest thing is a wind resistant jacket and a long sleeve mid layer. That's about all I need for the most part. If I need some kind of mid layer, my favorite piece right now is this Run Division hoodie that's actually covers your whole face, so it could, act as a mask. It's not PPE or anything like that, but it covers your whole face, especially out here in Chicago where the wind chill is crazy. You get that frost all on your face and stuff like that. Could really protect your face. But that's been my favorite thing. I actually, Jamie, one of the runners who runs with 7 on Sundays and Gumbo, she actually purchased a men's hoodie, but she purchased it for herself and she loves it. But it has this nice, really soft feel to it. It's really breathable. It's like this beautiful light gray color. It has nice reflective elements to it, but it's just really soft to the touch. And it's very breathable, which is important for me. Because like I said, I run really, really hot. But my biggest thing is something that's wind resistance, because it keeps the wind out, it keeps the heat in. So that's kind of my go-to. And then the Trail Gore-Tex, the Pegasus Trail Gore-Tex is my favorite running shoe in the wintertime because it gives that added traction to the bottom of your feet. And then that Gore-Tex just keeps my foot warm. I can run through all types of slush and my feet are not getting wet at all.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I love all that. I think to add to what you already said is socks. Like, I got to cover my ankles. I hate getting snow on my ankles, my lower leg region. Like, I just can't. Like, when I see people with low socks in winter with their ankles exposed, to me, it's this, you might as well not have a jacket on. To me, I'm just like, what are you doing?
You're wild. You wild if you wearing ankle cut socks in the winter.
At all. I don't care if you're walking into the grocery store. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. You get that cool breeze wrapped right around your ankles.
Like, with the warm ass jacket on up top, I'm like, but I can see your ankles. Like, I know you cold. All of that heat is going just out from your ankles.
Don't underestimate a good glove neither.
Right. And true. And like, low key, Nike be having some thin gloves, and I wish that this is me just saying out there for those listening. I just wish that they made them a little thicker. That's all I'm saying.
Just a little.
And also the neck region. For me, it's like as long as I cover my neck, put some gloves on, cover my ankles. I ultimately I don't want to really have skin out.
Gaiters are where it's at. Hands down. Gaiters are where it's at because while you're out on your run, you need to stop into some place. If you got your vaccination card, even better.
Pull it up.
Pull that gaiter right up over your face.
Mm-hmm.
It is treated like a mask. It is what it is. Unless you're on a fucking airplane, then they don't consider it a mask, which that's bullshit. But yes, get you a solid gaiter and make that happen. And you know where to find all of these items.
Right. Last lap.
Right here. But either way, get these items. They feel really good. I got wool socks. I love
merino wool. And like for those who think that wool, they hear wool and they just think hot. It's like there's wool breeze. You know what I mean? It keeps you warm in the cold, but then it regulates the temperature. Yeah, exactly. So like if you can get merino wool, that's like, I think there's a lot of runners that know that that's where it's really at. Cause it's not like, we're not talking about thick socks. These are like, they feel like regular socks almost. But they're just made out of a better fabric.
Yeah.
Cause I've also heard too, it's just like cotton is just like if you sweat into it, it's just like, it's just holds on to it. It doesn't, cotton really doesn't do much.
Doesn't move it and it doesn't dry fast. So that's why so much of our gear is made out of polyester.
Yeah, so it's why you're not running in cotton t-shirts.
Yeah.
If you know. Okay. So let's wrap this up. Let's go back to giving flowers. I want to give a flower. I want you to go first because I don't have mine yet.
Let's see. I would like to. I don't know. I'm gonna give my flowers to Rosalie, man.
Why is that?
Because like she put her foot on my neck and she was like, "Go sign up for this fucking race. Like, do it. But also, she has been a very integral part in the planning. 7 on Sundays. We have like me, Aaron, and Craig have put together a team of people, mostly Karen and Rosalie, and then we pulled on Sam for Feed the Homies because we need to help with the menu and understand how to shop for that type of event.
It looked like it went really well, by the way.
It was beautiful. I don't even know if we did a recap of it here, but it was really nice. But it went well because Rosalie played a very important part in planning that and getting the 5K portion together. And she's done an excellent job. She has some beautiful ideas leading up, going into next year for 7 on Sundays. Of course, we had a For the Love of the Run February event coming up and stuff like that. So we can bring that back for February. And I mean, yeah, I don't think we could be where we are right now if she didn't join the squad.
Wow. Shout out to Rosalie. Did she listen to the podcast?
I think so.
Yeah. Well,
I think so.
I hope she's smiling right now.
Yeah, she deserves all of the praise. Like it's wonderful. And I can't wait to see her continue to grow in her coaching and stuff like that. I hope more people ask for her services and also provide her with feedback and things like that because she wants to learn from the runners she's working with just as much as she wants to help improve them.
Love that. Okay, where'd you get your running vest from? I don't think we ever actually said this.
Oh, I got this joint from Amazon.
Okay.
It's I don't know the brand. I can't pronounce his words, like some Indian word, but
I'm not even gonna try.
Word.
I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah, I just got it off Amazon real quick. It's something I don't know how it feels or if I'm gonna like it, but I'm gonna try. I'll probably, if I continue to run ultras, I'm probably gonna switch over to Amplify's running vest or Nike's running vest. But we're gonna see. This was pretty cheap on Amazon. I think I spent like $40-something, $60-something for this with the bladder pack.
Mm-hmm.
think Karen has the same one. She found one for maybe a little bit more than mine that had actually 2 bottles that came with it along with the bladder pack. So she
Oh
did a
wow.
better shopping than I did, but it's pretty cool. 2 liters on the back. Um, got the I like to
Whistle.
call it the rape whistle. You know what I'm saying? Protect the booty.
Mine has
Uh,
one too.
I do wish that it had like a little bit more pockets to the side. When I was watching the documentary, a lot of the ultra runners had legitimate pockets to hold their stuff in.
You got to get the
But
Solomon. When you're ready to spend it, I spent way too much on mine. But it has a pocket. It has, I consistently continue to find more pockets.
yeah, well, like I said, I'm in the process of opening an account with Amplified, so I'll be carrying their products.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, and they got some really nice packs.
Okay.
So
Say less. I
come
get
holler
it.
at me.
You the plug.
I'm the plug. You already know. You know what I'm saying? Listen, anybody who's trail running, anybody who loves to go ultra run and stuff like that, you know what Last Stop Corner Store is about. It's about creating a higher level of accessibility to these items, to these gears. If you want to spend money with me, but I don't have the things that you like, slide into my DMs. Let me know what it is that you would love for me to carry so you can shop with me. And I'll do what I can to get that or something similar to it in the store for you.
Love that.
That's how it is.
So I think I'm going to give my flowers to Matthew.
Oh,
Have I done that yet?
probably.
I don't know if I have. I'm like, yes, I love him. Well, yeah, I mean, just because he's been holding it down and, it's been nice to host together and spend time together and have a break and like go on movie dates. And I finally saw Spider-Man and, all the things. It's been great. It's been great. That's my partner. And he's been taking care of me and supporting me while I've been healing,
That's so sweet. That's so cute. Goals. Fucking goals.
I haven't spent any time around people, so I don't have I don't have no one to give my flowers to. I was about to be like my great great grandfather.
My great great grandfather. Shouts out to you.
Yeah, I mean,
for pulling my great great grandma. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? For putting it on lock. You know
what I'm saying?
That part.
I love it. But I'm happy. He deserved flowers. I love watching y'all. I hope I have what y'all have one day.
I mean, I love watching y'all. So it goes both ways. I mean, I was talking to Matthew about, because Matthew and I have been together we had our 8th year anniversary this past summer. So when we see friends that are like finding love, we're just like, we just kind of be like, oh, that's, young love.
Young love.
That's that young love. Like, yeah, we just be watching from afar.
Look at them. Look, we was there once, babe.
That was us.
Listen, man, it's been a theme, and I don't want to keep talking about it, but like it's been a thing that Karen said to me really early when we was talking, back when we wasn't even really trying to be with each other like that. It was just something cool to be doing for a minute, and it was like I was trying to find the words to explain like why I was enjoying the time that I was spending with her, and like, why this was so cool. And like she just like laid it out so simple and perfect. And she was just like, it's nice to be liked.
Oh, yeah, everybody. Yes. Everybody wants to be wanted.
You know what I'm saying? But it was just like I don't know. It just never dawned on me. You think like, oh man, this person is just so nice. Or, this person is this, and that person is that. And it was just like, I was trying to put the way I felt on her and stuff like that. Like it was just something about her. When really, it was kind of like and it was kind of like just a selfish thing. It was just nice to be with somebody who liked me.
Right.
Versus just being with somebody and stuff like that and exchanging just moments with somebody. It was just nice to be with somebody who actually liked me. and stuff like that. And she felt the same way. It was nice, for her to have that experience with me as well. And it's been that way for the last few months and stuff like that. Honestly, we only really made it official, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, y'all had a plan. That. You laid it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we had a whole last this ain't that kind of podcast, so we ain't gotta talk about it.
We can get offline.
We had a whole little plan. You know what I'm saying? She was trying to have her cake and eat it too. When she found out, nah, I don't want nobody had none of that nigga cake. I'm keeping him. So, okay,
I would say right now is the time where people are ready and willing to fall in love. So. Right on time.
The cool thing is, we just in a place where, there's just no expectations on each other. We not putting anything on each other and make it seem like because I want this, you should have that. Mm-hmm. Saying because I want this from you, then you should be ready to give me this.
Is that August?
My dear sweet son, he
said it's about time you wrap this up. And you know what, sir?
He didn't come in here and say nothing. He just came and set his cup down.
He said, "Look,
it in front of the computer.
I'm gonna need you to fill this up because it is empty."
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna get off my soapbox and we're gonna close it up because it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? But it's nice. We're gonna enjoy it for as long as it's here.
I'm here for it. I support it. Well. Have fun. You're going to kill it. I don't even know. I'm just excited to see what happens. Just, post on your Instagram so we can watch.
Oh, yeah. That's probably just going to be my saving grace. I might post during the race. We'll see.
I mean, that is the most fun thing. I was posting during the Chicago Marathon back in 2000. I was just and now I'm downtown.
And now I'm downtown.
All right. I'm trying to town all the things. So, I'm excited to watch it. And I guess I'll just talk to you next week.
Love it. Yeah, have a good night. Peace. Say bye, August.
Bye.
Bye. Good luck.
All right, y'all.
Bye.